So, I've noticed, I guess, I don't know, a pattern? Can I call it a pattern? I don't know what else to really call it, but I'm not really scared of horror movies or horror media really all that much. And, like, I could say I think I'm not really scared of horror media for the most part, but I think when it comes to games, there's a little bit more of a reason to be scared of the horror games. I've played quite a few horror games and I've watched quite a few like horror movies and horror shows and stuff. And out of all of the games and the movies and shows I've watched, I've only really been scared of some of the games, really. Like Wrong Floor, which I think I will have in the background because I did play that game, of course. And, I did a video on that game, playing it. And I guess if you want to see me play that game, you can go to the video itself too. I'll probably have it linked in the description or at the end of this video or something if you wanted to go see it. But that game, I hated playing it because it was actually really scary. Um, and then like PT, back when that was a thing still, Silent Hills PT, the playable tester, like that, like back when that was a thing, it was like that actually scared me for a little while. Like there was couple days there where I was like, you know, I didn't want to go down the hallway because, that's what kind of game that is. Like you go down the hallway and crazy, creepy shit happens, and so I was like, I hate it. Um, yeah, it's just like those two games specifically stand out because it was actually scary and terrifying. But like movies, on the other hand, was kind of. I think the difference with the movies and the games is that with the games, you're the one controlling the character, and so the monster or whatever is after you. It's not just like you're watching someone have things happen to them. It's coming after you. Even though you're not in the game, it's still coming after you because you're the one controlling the character. And then there's other things coming after you trying to kill you. Both the movies, you're just watching shit happen to whatever characters and you're not in there getting chased. So I think that might be the problem. That might be because that's the difference there. So that might be not why I'm not really scared of horror movies and stuff. Um, but I mean, watching something like the TV shows where it's like Haunting of Hill House and Bly Manor and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, they are scary, but I feel like for those ones, it's more of like the dread of it, the story, the sadness of those shows in particular with Hill House and Bly Manor. Also, there's Midnight Mass, which I think is also in the same universe, or maybe not same universe, but they're made by the same people, so, and they have some of the same actors playing different characters. So, like, watching those, it's like, it's not so much scary for me, but it's the story of how, like, depression, kind of. Like, you watch these to feel the sadness and the dread of those shows. That's kind of, I guess, my more of my reasoning for watching those shows. Like, yeah, there's the scariness part of it, but it's not really that scary. I can see things in the background, and you can see whatever things like shadows and shapes and stuff in the background of those shows. But like, it's not that scary. Also, the jump scares. There's like a couple jump scares that I can think of in the Hill House and Bly Manor and all those. Like, but like the jump scares. I mean, the jump scare that I can think of in Hill House, that particular one. I don't want to spoil anything for if anyone hasn't seen those shows, but the one jump scare I can think of, it was well done. It wasn't like the cheap jump scares that shows and movies always have. And it's kind of just like, you know, you're over it, you hate it, you're done with it. They did do a good job with the jump scare, but it wasn't like, I wasn't really necessarily scared of it still. And yeah, like also like the scary parts in those shows, like seeing stuff in the background, lurking in the background. It is kind of scary, but at the same time, I don't know. It's just I'm more interested in the story for those ones. The scariness or like the eeriness in the background is just an added bonus for me because I do like scary stuff. It's just like I don't know, for some reason scary movies just don't really scare me. Um, I've even had it where I was like, you know, I've watched so many scary movies before, but none of them really scare me. And then people will be like, "Oh, you should watch like Exorcist or something." It's like I have, and it was stupid. Like it was laughably dumb. And there's also like, was it the second Exorcist or whatever? And I'm just like, it looks like seeing the trailers. It's just like, why? Why do we need another? Like the first one was just laughably dumb. And like I'm so confused why people think Exorcist is scary. Like even back when it came out, it was like sure it was a little different from some other movies at the time, but it was still just it's so cheesy and stupid and dumb. Like, you know, same thing with like I can say like Friday the 13th with like the effects and stuff. It's very cheesy looking, very, you know, fake looking. And I mean, obviously, back then there wasn't too much that they could really do. They could only do so much because they didn't have all the stuff that we have now. But also, it's like we shouldn't really go with like CGI stuff either because CGI looks worse. Like, I don't know what it is with movies nowadays where they always want to fucking use CGI and shit. Like, stop. It looks like shit. Like, if you want to do something, you should use actual props and, like, puppets and stuff if you want to, you know, have a good looking thing going on the screen. But, you know, that could be a whole different video on its own. But, yeah, I'm just like, where's all the scary movies? Like, I've watched so many scary movies and, like, thrillers and horror movies. Like, I've watched all of the Friday the 13th movies. I've watched all of the Halloween movies. I've watched, like, you know, all the slasher, a lot of the slasher stuff. I've watched a lot of, like, um, mystery thrillers, you know, demon possession ones, ghost ones, all this stuff. And yeah, I've like, I still need to watch, like, there's so many movies in like one franchise thing where I'm just like, I think I've watched like the first movie a lot of them, but I'm still needing to watch like other ones. And also, I know not all of them are good either. Like, a lot of people like the original ones, but not like the sequels and stuff. Like, there's Scream, like there's a bunch of Scream movies, a bunch of Hellraiser movies, a bunch of Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, a bunch of like Child Play movies, or Chucky or whatever. There's like all those movies. And so I'm kind of just like, I've watched at least the first one of all those, but I could watch the other ones too. But I'm kind of like, you know, slowly kind of getting there, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, I don't know. They're not really that scary. Also, the Scream movies are supposed to be like parodies, so they're not really, I guess, meant to be that scary. So it's kind of just like a meme type of stuff more. So I don't know. I've also had there's like Nightmare on Elm Street and the Alien movies and stuff. So yeah, I've also gone to watching other movies that aren't like, you know, big franchise movies where it's like, you know, there's like one or two of them and that's kind of it. Like, I've watched whatever, I've tried watching like a lot of Blumhouse ones too, and there isn't very many good Blumhouse movies. It's kind of sad. Like, I wish they did do good, but there's like only like a couple that I can say is really good, so I'm kind of like, rip. I feel like a lot of like short horror films on like YouTube are a lot better than movies that go into theaters and stuff, and like big name brand ones are like ones that a lot of people know of. Like I feel like people on YouTube can do a little better. It's kind of weird. Like I don't get it. Like why are the YouTubers doing a better job than the people that like where it's more of their job to do it? Like I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like there was one channel that was doing a bunch of short horror films, and they got a big following and stuff because they did it so well done. They had like their own original characters, and you know, they built the whole story and like world around all these monsters. And then all of a sudden they started doing some like NFT shit, and then people were like, well, bye. Like, we don't want your NFT shit. Like, just why did you have to ruin it? Like, if you know which channel I'm talking about, then you know. But I'm not gonna name them. I'm not. I don't know if they would like come after me for saying anything about them. So I'm kind of just like, I'm not gonna say who it is. But if you know, then you know. But like, yeah, I'm kind of like, it's sad how many people go the NFT route. It sucks, especially when they did really good, cool shit. And so it's like sad. Like, why did you go that route? I don't get it. It's weird. But yeah, also there's like Markiplier's doing a movie of Iron Lung, which is a horror game. And so there's gonna be a horror movie of that. And so that's like, I really hope he does good with that. I don't want to doubt Markiplier. I just, you know, he's done some other stuff on YouTube that's really great and really cool. Just amazing shit on YouTube with his In Space with Markiplier, and then Heist with Markiplier, and then there was like Who Killed Markiplier. Like all of those were really good. So hopefully with this, like making a whole movie is a lot. So, you know, even like In Space with Markiplier and everything, like those were a lot. But like I feel like with the whole movie and it's going on theaters, he said it's going into theaters anyways, so it's like, you know, big big deal here. So I really hope Mark does, you know, really good with that. I don't know exactly when that's coming out. I don't think anyone really knows exactly when that's coming out. But, you know, as of making this anyways, I don't think anyone really knows when it's coming out other than the people that made it, of course. But yeah, hopefully that one's actually kind of scary, you know? I just like, I don't know what other movies to watch that are like actually scary. And then I even like, you know, people recommend to watch fucking Exorcist, and I was like, no, that was dumb. Um, and then someone literally told me to watch a movie where there's literal animal abuse in it. Like, it wasn't just like, you know, for the movie, it was like they literally used animals and killed them for the movie. And so it's like, I'm not watching fucking animal abuse. I'm not, no. Fuck you. Like, if you know what movie I'm talking about, then you know. But, like, you know, I'm not fucking watching that. I don't give a shit. And they were, like, calling me a coward and shit. It's like, I asked for scary movies, not animal abuse. Fuck you. I actually have empathy, unlike some people. Like, get the fuck out. Like, I'm not fucking doing that shit. And, like, also, if anyone, like, don't recommend some weird shit like Human Centipede. Like, that's more gross. Like, I don't want disgusting shit like that. I mean, like, maybe I should, like, I haven't, I, like, speaking of some whatever stuff, Maybe I could watch like Saw or something, because I've been kind of like, I don't know, like, should I watch that? Like, I still need to watch all the other like slasher movies and stuff that came out around like 80s and 90s and stuff. But like Saw, I haven't seen any Saw stuff so far. Maybe after this video, I could watch Saw stuff, but I'm kind of just like, I should probably just work on the other movies that I already started watching, the other franchises and stuff. Cause like, I should probably just get done with those, and then I could go watch Saw. So, I don't know, but whatever. There's also another movie that I don't really want to name, cause it's, I don't know, some people might look for it and then just be like really disturbed by it because it's a body horror movie. All I'm gonna say for that movie, if you wanted to go search for it, I'll make it not that hard, but also like I'm not gonna say the name. I think Johnny Depp was in it, so there's a hint if you wanted to go search for it. That's all I'm gonna say. But like I'm kind of like, do I want to watch that movie? Cause like I don't know, maybe movies like that will actually be scary. Cause like I've tried, slashers, thrillers, whatever, demon possession, ghosts and stuff, and like I've tried all these like different horror movies and they're just not scary. So it's like, should I go with like Saw and that other movie that I won't name? Like, like I literally saw, the only reason why I know about it is I saw a YouTube video of people like watching it for the first time, and so I was like, what the fuck? So I kind of know what the movie is about, but I don't really remember exactly all the stuff that happens because I watched that video a while ago, like a few years ago, maybe a year or two ago. But like, I don't remember everything that happened in that video, so I'm just like, I don't really remember. But it's like, should I watch it? Because like, no other horror movies are really scary. But I'm thinking maybe something like body horror stuff might actually be kind of scary. Like, movies, just none of them have really like made me stay awake at night. Like I always see people being like, "Oh, this movie made me stay awake all night. That movie, like I couldn't sleep after that movie." But then when I watch it, it's like it was kind of just another horror movie. So it's like I don't know. I don't know what else to do. Horror movies just aren't really scary. And usually they don't really have too much story. That's why I like some Blind Manors, because they actually had more than just scary stuff in it. It was also story and stuff. And usually with movies, I don't know, something about movies just can't do story stuff. And I don't know, maybe it's just because the movies are only like an hour or so long, and then TV shows go on for like multiple episodes, multiple seasons, and stuff like that. So they have more time to bring out a story. And then books can bring out a story because they're multiple chapters, multiple pages long. So, you know, maybe I should just stick with the TV shows and like books and video games. But even video games where they're like 20 minutes long, like they can still be scary and like have some story there. And then like Thunder the Arrival literally has like it's like an hour or so long and has some story there. But then for some reason movies don't really like, I mean some movies have like there's some story there, but I don't know, it feels a little less or something like that. Something about it just doesn't work. Dimension I also have like I mean, I did watch Hellraiser, which is also kind of, I mean, Hellraiser's kind of body horror in a way, but I'm not really scared of Hellraiser either. So I don't know. Is body horror more scary than other movies, horror movies? I don't even know. I'm just like, what am I supposed to do? I'm just like, should I just stick to video games then? Fuck the movies. Who cares about the movies? The movies suck now. I mean, I don't even know if the movies really get that great in the first place. I don't know. Like, I feel like the 80s and 90s movies were kind of cheesy, but at the same time, again, like, they, I guess, couldn't do that much to make it not cheesy. It's a product of its time, I guess, so, you know, what do you expect, really? But even new movies, it's kind of just like not really scary. Like, I feel like even with the It movies, like, there was the original, which wasn't too scary, but then even with the remake of It and It Chapter 2, there's maybe a couple things that were kind of scary, but it didn't make me stay awake at all. It didn't, like, it was kind of, like, creepy seeing a couple scenes in It and It Chapter 2, but it's like, eh. Overall, don't really see anything else that's too scary with it, you know? Like, where's the stuff that'll make me lie awake at night? You know? Where's that stuff? Where's that shit? I need something like that, you know? Come on. Give me something, you know? Because, like, there's been a couple games that actually made me scared for a few days. But for some reason, movies just don't really give me that. Especially now that I'm an adult. Like, I'm over 20, and you know, no movie has done that. So, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like, does anyone in the comments have any suggestions? Like, I mean, if I gave you a list of movies that I've already seen, it's probably gonna be kind of a long list. So, I don't know. If you wanted a list, I could make one. I could put a pinned comment down below of all the movies that I've seen already. And I could say if it was actually scary or not. But, like, it's probably gonna be kind of a long list, so I don't know if one comment would be enough for everything that I've already seen, so I don't know. But yeah, I'm kind of just like, what am I supposed to do if movies aren't scary? You know? I mean, I guess movies don't have to be scary. I can just go find scary stuff elsewhere with, like, video games and stuff, so maybe I should just stick to the video games, I guess. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about, like, also, like, does anyone else have this where horror movies aren't scary, but video games kind of are more scary? Like, do you guys have that problem? Or, I mean, do I call it a problem? Or should I maybe call it a blessing? I don't know. What other word could I use for it? A curse? I don't know, but yeah. Anyways, I guess that'll be it for this video. I don't think there's anything else I really need to say. If I do need to say anything else, I could just put it in the description or comments or something. I don't know, but yeah. Anyways, I guess that's it for this video. It's already kind of a long video. So yeah, anyways, bye.